And welcome to Startup Wise Guys Accelerator Program graduation. Woo! Thank you. Thank you. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Lorenzo Rea, and I am one of the 3 batch managing directors of the program. And today, with the help of my amazing colleagues, I will guide you through this event. As you may know, today we're going to have 16 startups, and their respectively founders. They're going to be on stage, pitch, and showcase the progress that they've done during the program. But before I start to tell a little bit about the program and a little bit about who we are, I just want to say thanks to a couple of partners that helped us make this happen. The first is Habitat for Humanity. I don't want to say more about that, but Habitat for Humanity will be on stage in about an hour. So Alejandro will tell you more about what they've done and what we've done together. And I would, of course, to say thanks to BAT and the Vizcaya government, which has been crucial to the organization of this program. Maybe not all of you knows, but this is already the third year that we are collaborating with the Biscaya government and BIT, and it's been a very important and amazing collaboration. And thanks to them, we decided to move the program here for several reasons, but mainly because we found a very interesting and florid startup ecosystems. We found out that doing startups and doing business here is very easy, which is thanks especially to the support that these two entities have given to the startups, thanks to the unique tax system, and also to the soft landing program that they are running, helping foreign companies to come here and expand the Spanish market. And of course, the city also here in Bilbao, the location is amazing. We are very blessed and pleased to be here again in BIT Tower in the center of Bilbao. And we can be more happy to work with them. And that's also one of the reasons why several of our portfolio startups have already relocated in this city. So thank you very much, BIT. Thank you very much, Biscaya government. It's always a pleasure to work with you. So having said this, let me walk you through a little bit the agenda. I will talk very briefly after this about the program and Startup Wise Guys. And after that, the event will be divided in 3 different parts. The first part, we will have the pitch and the Q&A session for the SaaS startups. So you will have the chance to hear from them. After a small break, we will have Habitat for Humanity speaking on stage and introducing the shelter tech startups and the sustainability startups. And after that, we will have our final part of the event managed by Sergio about the cybersecurity accelerator. So this is what we're going to do. And about us, who is Startup Wise Guys? To be very briefly, we can define Startup Wise Guys as a VC accelerator fund. We're actually investing in early stage startups, mainly seed and pre-seed. And we're doing this through our global network of acceleration programs. And we are doing this with a very simple mission. We want to help founders become successful entrepreneurs. And we want this to happen with them building great, sustainable international tech companies. That has been our core, and that's what we have done for the past 12 years. This is what we achieved. Actually, in these 12 years, we started in the 2012 in Estonia, in Tallinn, and in these years we achieved, I think, an impressive results with more than 50 acceleration batches and with an investment in more than 450 companies. And this is where we are investing. These are the verticals we are focusing, and today you are, let's say, going to see 4. Okay? As I told you, you're going to see SaaS, cyber, sustainability, and shuttle tech that we actually identify also as very fitting in the category of PropTech. So this is what we have done. We kickstarted the program with an on-site in Bilbao almost 4 months ago, and the program has been delivered in a hybrid mode. So we had a lot of online sessions, and we actually did also a mid-program event in August, the 1st of August, where the startups showcased their progress in front of an audience of investors. And now we're here to conclude the program and to celebrate the graduation of our fellow startups. And we're very happy to do that. And some numbers, 16 startups. We had more than 30 founders just joining the program online and on-site. So we're going to see a lot of them on stage today. A couple of words of the program, what we have done. Our program is usually divided in 5 tracks. Okay, so our startups have received mentoring and coaching in 5 different specific areas, which are company building, pitching, sales and marketing, and fundraising. And as I said, we have vertical specific content because, of course, we want to tailor our support also based on what is their specific need and what is the industry. So cybersecurity had a specific mentoring in cybersecurity, sustainability and shelter tech had their vertical specific content delivered to them, and so on. And this happened through different series of program delivery. We had group sessions like workshop. We had one-on-one session with the managing director of the program and other mentors. We had 2 sprints, the market engineering sprint and the product sprint, where the startup worked for a full week on a specific topic of their product or of their market. They had board meetings with our general partners, and several events like this one that is going to conclude the program. So this is it. Now we'll move to what all of you has waited for, which are the startup pitching. And let me give you a little bit of an explanation of how this is going to work. The format is very easy. We are going to have every startup pitching on stage for 3 minutes, and then we are going to have 3 minutes for the question and answer. The question can come from 2 different sources. Of course, from the audience here on site, but as you may know, also, we are live streaming this event, so for the people at home, hi everybody, welcome also to you, they will have the chance to ask their question. How, if you're watching this from your home, from your laptop, how you're going to ask your question? It's very easy. You're following this event through a YouTube live stream, and there is the comment section where you can actually ask your question, and our team is going to give us the question through our telephone. So feel free, we highly encourage you to ask as many questions as possible, and do not worry if we run out of time, because the startup are going to answer your question even later after they're off stage. So just remind to specify to which startup you are going to make the question. Okay? So now we are going to introduce the first startups, and to do this, I want to welcome the managing director of SAS, Gilles Declercq, that has coached and followed the SAS startup and is going to do the introduction for the first batch of startups. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorenzo. So yeah, I'm Gilles. I was the managing director for the SAS teams. We had 6 teams in the batch, 4 of which made it here today, and from the other ones we will hear through pre-recorded pitches. And for first, I would like to welcome on the stage a founder who I never saw without a very big smile, and that he's Ilya. He comes straight from London, and he will pitch you his startup, Wall ID. Give it up for Ilya.
Hello, everybody. It's great to be the first in everything. Okay. So which way? Yes, that's me. Okay, my name is Ilya. I'm CEO and founder of Wall ID. So Wall ID is a secure identification and fast checkout with just your bank app. And we think it's a life-saving solution for 80% of e-commerce merchants, and I'll explain why. So actually, every company starts with a team, and we think that background of our team led us to create this company. My background is 10 plus years on directorial positions on large e-commerce businesses, and before that, large companies like Intel and Unilever. My co-founders are technical, also with 10 plus years experience as a CPO and CTO in large companies. And we have 2 successful startup exits in the past as a team. What problem we are attacking? From our background and experience, we know that e-commerce businesses lose $200 billion a year at the moment of checkout for various reasons. Friction at the input of the data, high payment fees, fraud, chargebacks, decline authorizations, all this adds up to $200 billion loss. And that is why partly 80% of Shopify merchants are barely or not profitable with net margin within 5%. Why we think we can solve this problem now is that fast pace of development of open banking, and open banking, it's not just the cheap payments that it allows to, but also access to customer data, an enormous amount of customer data that allows us to remove the inefficiencies. So we developed a secure identification fast checkout in one transaction with just your bank app. Super secure, super fast, and cost effective. And we think that the data, customer data that within your bank app is constantly verified, it's real-time actualized, it's updated by your bank, and it's very personalized because of the amount of data we get, like your credit score and the spending pattern that we know for you specifically. Technically, it works very easy. So 2 taps and you are on. You want to buy something, you approve your transaction in a bank app, and we pull all the data, and that transaction is done within just one simple solution. So our value proposition to B2B merchants is that we increase their profit by up to 60% because we guarantee them high conversion, no fraud, no chargebacks, less decline authorizations, and low payment fees. So we already have contract with Shopify, we have traction, we have MRR, and we see very strong performance of our MVP that our MRR currently is 1.5 thousand per month with MVP. 30% uptake rate, it means that 30% of visitors click on our checkout, and high conversion and no fraud. Market is growing very fast, with open banking growing 25% year on year. At the moment, we don't have straight head-to-head competition. Most competitors doing just payment, or just API accessed, or just checkout. We are somewhere in between. That makes us unique, with basically it's embedded finance for e-commerce. We're currently already funded, so our key investors are SFC Capital and Startup Wise Guys. And in awards, we just won first place in London Unicorn Pitches 2 weeks ago. So that's where we are. So we are building embedded finance for e-commerce with secure automated ID data, less fraud, less chargeback, less friction, high conversion, and your bank app is basically your stable ID in a cookieless world that will come at some point. Thank you.
Thank you, Ilya. You went a little bit over time, so we have a little bit less time for questions. So if you're watching from online, please post your questions in the comments and we will get to them. But before that, obviously, we give priority to anyone who has a question for Ilya.
Hi, thank you very much. It's a great initiative. What do you think it is your entry barrier to avoid that somebody else will basically replicate what you guys are doing?
Well, at the moment, we are probably the first in what we do. There are several barriers to what we do. There are certain technical secret sauce because it's not very straightforward to pull ID data from open banking. You can't just do it straight away. So there are some secrets technically how we do it. Second is the processing and storage of the data. Because if you do it as a legacy players do, like PayPal, for example, you will have to have local servers in every country. You have to follow GDPR rule in every country, which is a super expensive business model. We have some technical secrets how to avoid that and make our business model much more cost efficient. And again, we are just pioneering this space, so we will use the benefits of being one of the first and learn fast than anybody else.
Hi, I wanted to ask, how are you better than a credit card?
We are straight away 1/3 of a cost of a credit card. And we do not expose payment data as credit cards do, because 90% of e-commerce fraud is caused by stolen, leaked, or hacked credit card information. In our case, there is zero fraud because we validate customer with a login to the bank app. And because we just process payment in real time, bank to bank, with not exposing that to outside sources.
So Ilya, I have a question from the internet for you.
Okay.
What is your vision for the future of European e-commerce shops, and will independent players be able to stand out against the giants?
Yes, because independent players are always more agile and fast, and they work 24 hours when large players work from 9 till 5 and then go home and go to vacations.
Thank you. Big applause for Ilya. So our next founder could unfortunately not be here. He's from Spain, but he couldn't make it here. So we'll watch his pre-recorded pitch. Excuse me. His name is Victor, and his Starter Planet dataset is helping e-commerce owners to maximize their revenue by automating their in-store promotions.
companies not using AI will be out of business in 5 to 10 years. And many of them already know it.
Hello everyone, today I'm excited to introduce Planet, the promotion optimization platform for SMB e-commerce in Shopify. In the e-commerce world, nearly every store relies on discount. More than 97% of businesses use them every single day. Over 80% of customers prefer personalized offers, and 71% of shoppers only make purchases when promotions are available. This shows how crucial it is to run promotion in the most effective way. Despite this, many stores still manage their promotion manually, often using biased data and reacting too late to their customer desires. This leads to missed opportunities and waste time, and that is where Planet steps in. Planet simplifies promotion for everyone. We provide real-time data promotion recommendation and automate promotional action to help businesses to maximize sales without any manual work. Our platform is fully connected with the store, automating the processes of analysis, decision-making, and execution of the promotion and discounts. This market, the e-commerce market, has over 26 million stores in the world, including more than 8 million stores in Shopify. Planet targets around 4 million of these stores, offering a big growth opportunity as businesses seek efficient promotion tools. To cover all these needs of our potential market, we are offering 3 different plans from $30 to $99 per month with yearly plans too, with different features and functionality available for them. Planet is unique because it offers an all-in-one solution, unlike the competitors, with fragmented services. Planet combines all key features into just one platform. This includes scheduled discounts, bundles, volume, BOGO, free gift, and many more, saving businesses time and money in every single promotion. In the last year, we have increased our MRR by 2.5 times. We have doubled our user base and increased the average order value by more than 31%, and our LTV more than 140%. We now are serving over 370 paying clients, each with a lifetime value over $280 per year. Our success comes from a team of 7 professionals, including 5 engineers and 2 sales and marketing experts. Their combined skills ensure Planet continuously innovates and provides a great value. Thank you for your interest and time. Cheers.
Since Victor couldn't make it here today, no live Q&A, but we can do it asynchronously. If you have questions for Victor, come find me at the networking reception. Also his contact details are on the pitch deck. And if you're watching online, you can also still leave questions there in the comments, and Victor will tend to them. For our next startup, I want to introduce to you Rafa. He comes straight from Mexico, flew in here after a long journey. He comes out of the creative industry, and with his startup wants to help other people unlock their creative capabilities. Welcome, Rafa.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. My name is Rafa, and I'm very happy to be with you presenting Synapse. So, how long does it take to have a great idea? As you know, this can take minutes, it can take weeks. The problem with the creative process is that it can be very unpredictable. And this is really a pain for people in creative industries, like people who work in marketing and advertising, because they have to come up with ideas consistently every day. Now, you will think that generative AI is a good solution to this problem. And actually, many people are recurring to generative AI tools for brainstorming and accelerating this process. But the thing is that the people who are actually using those tools right now are finding that the ideas that these tools generate are not as good as they need them. Just a sec. Exactly. Fortunately, there's us to tackle this problem. And we're a very interesting mix of people who have deep expertise in marketing and advertising, and also deep expertise in machine learning and natural language processing. And we've had 2 successful exits in the past as entrepreneurs. And together, again, a pause for together we have built the most creative AI copilot for creativity. We're talking about a tool that can generate ideas that are 82% or more creative than what ChatGPT can do. And this is measured by the Open Creativity Scoring with Artificial Intelligence benchmark. So this is an apples to apples comparison. Now the reason why we're able to do that is because, as you probably know, what ChatGPT and the rest use to work is called a large language model. And large language models, by definition, tend to be very convergent, right? They tend to arrive at the most popular, the most probable solutions for a problem. Whereas what we do with Synapse is, before using a large language model, we use our proprietary divergence engine that allows us to expand significantly the search space and enable us to come up with very interesting associations and inspiration that lead to unique, original, and unexpected ideas. The market for this kind of tool, for generative AI brainstorming, is really large. We're talking about a market of almost 120 billion euros in the next 5 years, and we're aiming to capture 23 million of this, again, in 5 years. Synapse is a SaaS, and we have 3 different tiers for different types of needs in the market. And currently, with the combination of these 3 tiers, we're generating 5,000 euros in monthly recurring revenue. And our users are really, really happy with the solution. We have no churn, which is a good sign. And those that have seen the version of Synapse that is just about to come out in the next few weeks are raving about it. So that's the reason why we think that now is the time to invest in Synapse. We're currently raising a round of 350,000 euros, which is being led by Startup Wise guys. And this is going to be helping us to reach our next milestone, which is to have 1 million in annual recurring revenue. And it's going to give us 12 months of runway. This is it. We will be really happy to discuss the opportunity with you later on. So thank you very much.
Please stay here.
Oh, for the questions.
I'm sure people have questions for you.
Okay.
So if you're watching on stream, please leave your question in the comments on YouTube. And I would like now to have time for questions from the audience.
Questions? Yes.
Thank you. I have a question. Synapse, is it just for, let's say, the creative arts that are related to digital and print media, or also architecture and other, let's say, more physical designs?
Well, it can actually be used to anything that requires a creative solution to a problem. So we're initially targeting the marketing and advertising people, because that's the people we know best. But there are people, for example, working in innovation for products and services and business models that are using Synapse now for inspiration and to get out of the box, basically. That's what Synapse brings, out of the box ideas, but that can still work. It's not like a random thing or an incoherent thing.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, what's the input? Like, do I go with a photo? Do I go with text? How do I input into the system?
Okay, yeah, so the interaction with Synapse is currently via text. And what you can get as a response are things like text too, but also images. And that's what people work with when using Synapse. Thank you. Anybody else? One more.
Thank you, Rafa, for the pitch. How do you tackle the issue of using preloaded data to build like AI that it's creative, that it is supposed to create something new, but it's using the already available data?
Very good question. Actually, what we did with Synapse is basically an abstraction of the way that people brainstorm. So when you're brainstorming, for example, you say something that triggers something in my mind, and I associate that and say something else that in turn inspires something else in you. So we're basically exchanging mental associations. This is the way that most brainstorming happen. So what we did is build a system that tries to replicate that process in the back. And by using a really large data set, we're able to find connections between the information that are not as obvious as what large language models can do. And by providing these sort of like soft connections to different things is how our system can come up with interesting ideas as opposed to just obvious stuff.
Thank you, Rafa.
Thank you.
Rafa, the clicker. Rafa.
Oh.
Thank you, sir. So, that was Synapse. And then next up we have Synapse, also AI, but in quite a different way. And Julian is here from Germany to tell you all about it.
Thank you. Can you hear me? I guess so. Right, yeah. You guys can hear me, right? Perfect. So yeah, thanks for the intro. I'm Julian, co-founder of Synapse, and I want to talk to you about the problem that we solve. And first of all, who is it that has the problem, right? It's the financial institutions that are at risk. Why is it? So they have regulated processes which are done manually by humans, and these processes are really expensive, slow, and error-prone. And they're so error-prone that this has already led to $400 billion paid by banks worldwide in the last decade because they cannot comply to regulations. This is crazy. This is eating away their profits. On average, they have 7% profit margin, so this cannot be sustained much longer. And believe it or not, 90% of them still are so early in their cloud journey. Basically, this means they use the same technology as 30 years ago. So, of course, they know that this is a problem, and they have some solutions for that. First solution is throw more people at the problem, but I mean, this is just a band-aid, right? It costs more than you really get out of that. The second option is that say, oh, now ChatGPT exists, let us build something with Gen AI that can deal with that. And after like 3 months of development, they noticed that data privacy-wise, this will never work because they cannot send their personal information to some servers in the US. So what is the solution? We have the solution that is Tiny AI, our own flavor of AI that we have developed. We optimize for privacy, latency, and cost. So you can imagine these small models like experts that can do one task, but this task very well, with a high accuracy and super fast. And because the models are so lightweight, you can have them on-premise, you don't need expensive hardware to run them, so you don't need to order a lot of GPUs from NVIDIA. And it's also, our models are explainable. What does this mean? If you have an internal audit in your bank, the people ask you, why do you do this? Why do you have the models and how do they make their decisions? And you can prove that with that. So what we have seen from our customers is 75% efficiency gained, also 50% less errors with our approach. So how does this work? Imagine Synapse wants to go to a bank, wants a new bank account, and the bank says, great, but where do you operate? What are the shareholders? How many shares do they have? These are all different risk criteria, where for each of those we have one model that looks exactly for this. All of them run in parallel, so this is super fast. If we look at our competition, we are the only ones that really offer a full on-premise solution while also having a really low cost of ownership. If you look at the market size, you can see it, 20 billion is the TAM. We calculated 100,000 BFSI institutions, 80K without China, and an ACV that we have seen of 250K. 75% if we only consider European and the US market, and Synapse will claim 1% market share of that. So the team, Rohit is our CEO and also a good friend. He's the commercial champion. I'm the CTO, that's why I'm a little bit tech nerdy. I just live for AI. And yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, happy to hear them.
Thank you, Julian. So if you're watching online, please leave your question in the comments, specify the name of the startup, and for questions here, let's hear it.
Hi, Julian. Thank you very much for your pitch. It was very interesting and fun too.
Thank you.
Could you elaborate a little bit more about how do you minimize the risk that a bank or financial institution is taking, and how you reduce it through AI because it will be more compliant with the regulation?
Absolutely. So in order to first comply to the regulations, data cannot leave. That is clear. With our small models, all of this will be in the premise of the bank because they're not yet cloud ready. And also we can at least guarantee you 95 to 96% accuracy, and that is even more, believe it or not, than the burned out humans that are working on that. And with that, we have seen the more than 50% error reductions. So, and yeah, that combined with really fast models makes the bank scalable, and that is how we help them.
Hi. I also wanted to ask, what kind of tasks can you automate?
So we can do text tasks, but also images. Basically what we currently do, example for a customer, is that we need to first classify the different documents that come in, and based on the classification results, may it be that we need to parse a ID card, or we need to look in an invoice, like what is the date, who is the guy that has the invoice, what is the IBAN. Everything that you can search for in a text format, it does not need to be in any different structure, or it can be in every format that you want.
And in case of an error, who takes the blame?
That is a really good question. So the bank can choose. Basically, we can do it in a 4i principle. For another customer, we have developed like a Q&A dashboard where the customers on the right sees the document that was being worked on the left, all of the extraction results, and then he can just say correct, 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 correct. And if he says incorrect, this will be fed into the retraining loop of the models. So the longer you use our software, the more the models will be aligned to your data. But if you say, no, this is not really critical, this is good enough, then you can also say if the confidence that the model is correct is over 99%, then you can just fully automate.
Julian, I have a very quick question from online. What's the current pipeline, and what is your expected revenue to be closed in Q4? And also related, how long are your sales cycles right now?
Oh yeah, so sales cycles, especially with banks or regulated industries, is horrible. It is a year, so if you go for bigger organizations, if you have smaller ones, it is faster. So for the funnel, you will need some whale hunting to do, but also need the smaller ones to really get somewhere. And we want to close end of the year with 200K in ARR, and we want to raise Q1 next year, likely.
Thank you very much, sir. Big up applause.
Thank you.
So we will remain in AI, but the founder of the next startup AI manager could also not make it here, so he has a pre-recorded pitch, which I will now play for you.
Companies not using AI will be out of business in 5 to 10 years. And many of them already know it. Hi, I'm Oscar, CEO of AI Manager 360. Let me tell you a story. Michael has been appointed responsible of AI within his organization. He has night sweats. He has been given the daunting task of implementing AI across the organization. Most of the employees of the company lack AI experience. Making decisions and evaluations about AI softwares and platforms and models take a lot of time. Frameworks such as Magic Quadrants, Waves, Dragon Balls are not solving the problem, and Michael is having a tough time keeping up with AI innovations. What Michael needs is a digital solution that makes it simple for him to accomplish his goals. Introducing AI Manager 360. AI Manager 360 combines three AI innovations: an AI digital analyst, a powered analyst, an AI-powered consultant, and an AI governance tool. It enables us to identify granularly hundreds of AI opportunities for each business to be 10 times faster than any internal or consulting-led assessment, to save our customers dozens of thousands of euros in consulting and analyst fees, and to ensure tangible impact. Why now? Maybe you're asking this question. There is an AI revolution. There are thousands of AI tools coming to the market only this year. 80% of business tasks can be enhanced or automated with AI. The result is that 70% of the businesses worldwide are exploring how to introduce AI within their current business models and technology. There is a key management position that arises, the Chief AI Officer. We have 5 times more Chief AI Officers than we had at the beginning of 2023. You can check yourself on LinkedIn. The AI business intelligence market size by 2030 is $53 billion. We aim to achieve 87 million in revenue by 2030. We have competitors, but they are solving only partial aspects of the problem. Definitely Michael has not the problem solved with them. There is no leader in the market. We are solving a new problem for an emerging role, and we already have a head start. Our business model and pricing are optimized. We have a first revenue with the AI 360 degrees audit, and a recurring revenue with our subscription offer. Our team is really experienced. We come from leadership in product, tech, and business, from startups and top businesses in the world. Our pipeline has grown 900% in the last 3 months. And what is more important, our first customers are extremely satisfied. We are raising 550K to achieve 1.2 million in revenue in 2025. Join us to be the leaders of this market. Thank you so much for your time. Ciao.
If you have questions for Oscar, his contact for information is on the screen. You can also find me at the networking event after, or you can, if you're watching online, you can leave your question in the comments. And then, yeah, we are already at the last of our SaaS startups. Last but not least, straight homeborn from Spain, Lucia wants to help music organizers make better data-driven decisions for organizing their events.
Thank you, Jules. This one.
Sorry.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Lucia. I'm the CEO and founder at Break Event. I was working in the live music industry, one of the biggest live music companies in Spain, organizing tours for the Rolling Stones, Bruce Springsteen. And I left the company because I noticed that they lose a lot of money organizing events, and they can lose up to 100,000 euros in larger events. And this is because they don't have enough data to make the right decisions. Our objective with our platform is to help live music companies to make better decisions based on reliable data. This is how it works. We get external data from Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, and we also get past events data from concerts and festivals. In our platform, we have different models. This is our main model, the analysis model, where a client can create a new analysis and choose an artist, a date, and a location. And we predict what is the best price for the ticket, what is the best venues to organize the event. And we also have developed a predictive model that predicts with more than 80% of accuracy the number of tickets they will sell in each event. This is other model, the Insights Explorer module, where we help them to choose what are the best artists to organize a tour in Spain, in this case, and also the best locations. Our TAM is $5 billion. The live music industry is a very consistent industry. Actually, it has been growing for 20-25 years. We are working with more than 60 clients. We work with concert promoters, with managers, and with venues, a small, medium, and large company also. Our SaaS, we are a SaaS. This is our revenue model. We have two plans, the basic one for the smallest clients, and then the premium. This is our amazing team. We have a mix between people that come from the live music industry, for example, from Sony Music, and also people that come from tech. In terms of fundraising, we raised 1 million. Actually, we closed our second funding round last month. You can see maybe later on the slide our main investors. And we are looking to connect with new investors and also with professionals in the live music industry. Oh, it changes the slides. Well, sorry. The last slide was the latest one. So speaking about our competitors, the main difference that we have from them is that we get data from past events and like past concerts and past festivals, which is the most important information if you want to create this kind of analysis or predictive models. In terms of evolution, our month-over-month average growth is 16.5 percentage. Well, I already speak about my team, and thank you. Sorry for the slides. I don't know what happened with the slide.
Great job, Lucia, not being perturbed by changing slides and flickering screens. That goes for everyone, by the way, of all the SaaS founders. Really admirable. Questions for Lucia? So if you're watching online, please leave your question in the comments and we will get to it. And anyone in the audience have questions for Lucia? We do have some questions from online. So what are your plans to expand beyond Spain? Which country are you looking to next?
Yes.
And also, sort of a side question, which I like very much. Who's the coolest person you have met in the music industry?
Mick Jagger? Yes. So the first question, we want to expand to Latin America. Actually, we are in very advanced negotiations with the second biggest ticketing company in the world. That the name is Eventim, maybe you know it. We are already getting data from other countries because we are prepared our platform to scale to other countries. But the first country will be Brazil because of the market and the contract we are trying to sign with Eventim.
So how about the coolest person you met in the music industry?
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger?
Yes.
Sorry, I missed it before. Apologies.
Yes, it wasn't a joke. Yes.
More questions from Lucia? I see a hand, Alexandra.
Thanks. 16% growth is already cool enough for the beginning of the startup journey, so that's super nice. Imagining you will get to 30% month for month or 40%, so how to get there?
Like the plans of expansion, no, in terms of revenue. Actually, we started with our platform more or less 1 year ago, 1.5. So we are the first one doing that in the live music industry. Live music industry is a very traditional sector. So, but we are having very good feedback from our clients, and actually now we are increasing the prices. Our maximum price before June was 250 a month, and now we have clients that we are signing contract with them for 800 euros a month. So it's a very high increase of our price, and we are also analyzing the opportunity to get a revenue share in the events with our clients. But we are still negotiations with clients to start doing that. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucia.
Thank you.
Please stay on the stage. Lucia, please stay on the stage because
yes.
we'll have time for a short break now. But before we get to that, I would like to invite all of the SaaS founders on the stage to officially welcome and introduce them into the Startup Wise Guys family. So Ilya, Julian, and Rafa and Lucia, please come onto the stage. Congratulations on graduating the program. It was my pleasure to work with you. And we'll give you a little something to make this official. Let's get together for a photo. Maybe not too close to me because I'm a bit sick, so. Just on the side, don't go eat at Aloha Poke Bowl. Thanks a lot, guys. You will always be a Startup Wise Guys startup from now on. So we're always at your disposal. You know, you have our number. And yeah, for the audience, we have time for a, let's say, 5-minute break, and then we continue with shelter tech and sustainability startups. Thank you so much.
And we are back. Welcome again to our Startup Wise Guys graduation. It's nice to see you here again. And we are kickstarting the phase 2, the second part of the event. And before we heard about 6 very interesting SaaS startup, and now is the moment to move forward and hear about shelter tech and sustainability. So these are the 6 startups that are about to come on stage and pitch their startups. So let me first repeat the format of today. As we said, every startup is going to have 3 minutes on stage, and you will have the chance to ask them questions. So there will be 3 minutes of Q&A session. If you're following this from home, and if you tune in right now, you have the chance, and we highly encourage you to ask questions. So please write in the comment in the YouTube link. We will be very pleased to read along your question and direct that to the founder. Specify to which founder you are and which startup you are asking the question, so that will make it easier to avoid confusion. We apologize, we had a couple of issues with the screen, but unfortunately the venue is having some technical problems, but we are trying to address that as soon as possible, so hopefully it won't affect too much the continuing of the event. But we are doing our best. Thank you for your patience. And now, before we introduce the ShelterTech startups, because probably many of you are asking what ShelterTech is, I am very happy to introduce you and to welcome on stage of one of our partners from Habitat for Humanity that has partnered with us and has made possible for us to explore this new concept and work with your amazing startup. So without further ado, I would like to invite on stage Alejandro Yaramillo from Habitat for Humanity. Give him some applause. Straight from Colombia, so very long flight. So thank you for being here, Alejandro.
Thank you, Lorenzo. Thank you, everyone, for being here. The X marks the spot, right? This is how we're supposed to stand. I didn't come for the training, so this is new for me. So yeah, I'm excited to be here with all of you. I'm excited to be here celebrating these amazing startups that we're seeing. I'm excited to be celebrating the startups' resilience, their creativity, and their commitment to innovation. I want to start, before I explain what ShelterTech is, in case you haven't heard the term before, I wanted to start by thanking Startup Wise Guys for our partnership, for everything we've done together over this last few months. And for, I had it in different words, but I like the way Lorenzo said it, on the making funders become successful entrepreneurs. And I think that's great, and I think that's what they're attempting to do and doing a very good job at doing. But before I talk about ShelterTech, sorry about the prelude, but I quickly wanted to ask, who is not from Bilbao? Who flew in just like me, just to get a sense? It's like mostly everyone, right? All right. How many of you guys that are not from here have heard the term the Bilbao effect before? Raise your hand. One guy. Awesome. Thanks. So I'll do probably a poor job at explaining what it is, but in summary, it's 1980. Bilbao is a struggling industrialized city. Factories are closing. Unemployment is rising. The city that runs through the city is very contaminated. And then this bold idea came to, like, how do they have like a single project that could transform the city? So in 1997, the Guggenheim Museum opens. And it becomes not only this beautiful building, which I'm sure you've seen, and if you haven't, you can't leave Bilbao without seeing it. But it's not only this building that affects its like the city's view, but it also becomes a symbol of hope and reinvention, right? So great. Now let me shift on to a darker tone of the story. As you know, we're living through a massive global housing crisis, right? So we have 2.8 billion people now that are living in inadequate situation. That's 2.8 billion people. That's a lot of people, right? And that number is only growing every day. And the estimation is by 2030, 40% of people will be living in vulnerable housing situations. So yeah, that's the main issue. And then when you throw into this problem, when you throw in climate change, that problem becomes a lot more urgent globally, but mainly in the global south, right? And then the built environment, where all this housing is, accounts for 37% of all greenhouse gas emissions. So the sector itself is creating very negative impact. And if we don't make any radical changes now, we're at risk of falling short to our current climate targets. But the good thing about all of this is that housing can be the solution, right? What we've seen is that climate resilient shelter that's built using innovative technology can offer people safety and dignity while at the same time reducing climate change. So this is where shelter tech comes in. And if you guys don't remember anything about today, I hope that you can remember what it is and the impact that the sector itself is trying to create. So shelter tech is at the intersection of housing and technology, and it's giving us some innovative, affordable, and sustainable solutions. So it's not only providing better housing, but it's also giving us a clearer path for climate mitigation and also climate adaptation. So it's not only a social necessity, but this is a very smart investment for any impact investors out there. So through our partnership with Startup Wise Guys, we've been able to identify and support two amazing shelter tech startups that are here with us today, which you will be hearing more from in a few minutes, Yalo and Liftful. And what we've seen from these startups is incredible potential during the program, and then we're sure that they will continue to push the boundaries into like what's possible in shelter tech. But shelter tech isn't just about solving today's housing problems. It's about driving systemic change that can transform the way we build and the way we live and the way we thrive in the future. So when you invest in shelter tech, you're investing in solutions that are targeting the sustainable development goals and the achievement of these, especially the ones on poverty reduction, on health, on gender equality, and also those on climate action. And housing tackles 13 out of the 7 SDGs, which makes it a super powerful lever for global development. And despite all of this, impact investment is not coming in. Only 8% of the total global impact investment portfolio is going into housing. That's single digits. That's crazy for such a big problem. For comparison, mobility gets 15%, that's almost double. And electric cars are great, and we need them, and we support them, but people need decent places to live, right? It's a huge need. So that's where you guys can come in, as investors, as entrepreneurs, because there's a huge opportunity here not only to drive financial returns, but also to create healthier, more sustainable communities through shelter tech. And what you will see from Liftful and Yalo in a few minutes is just the tip of the iceberg. There are thousands of shelter tech startups around the world that are trying to create real, lasting change for millions of people. And our own Habitat for Humanity's logo you will see later, shelter tech platform has already supported over 110 shelter tech startups around the world with a very strong focus on the global south. And we believe in fostering and continuing to grow the ecosystem. So as we look to the future, my call to action is to elevate shelter tech as a key driver of investment, but also one of social impact. The housing crisis seems like a huge problem, And it is a huge problem, but it's also a huge opportunity. So by investing in shelter tech, you can tackle multiple global challenges, but specifically those that relate to housing deficits and also to climate change, while at the same time you can unlock new business markets, and also you have the chance to improve the lives of millions of people around the world. So just as the Bilbao effect revitalized the city and inspired urban innovation around the world, we believe that shelter tech can inspire a new wave of innovation in housing that addresses pressing social needs, contributes greener, more sustainable future. So I encourage all of you guys to join us through different ways, be it through direct investment, be it through strategic partnerships with our startups, or simply by just helping us raise awareness of this important sector. So our goal is for shelter tech to be recognized as a critical driver of social and business impact. And I quickly wanted to finish by thanking Startup Voice once again, congratulating the startups, and looking to hear more from the upcoming ones. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Alejandro, and thank you very much. It's been an honor for us to work with you on such a noble topic and work with these two startups to help make shelter tech something where there is more interest from the VC world. So without further ado, I will leave the words to them. And the first startup actually has come straight from Lagos, Nigeria, and is actually working on a very important topic and helping Nigerian and African employees on find a better way to find affordable housing. So I welcome Dele, the CEO and founder from Yellow Technology.
Hi, can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. So, my name is Dele, a co-founder at Yellow Technologies. Let me begin with a story. In 2009, I was living in the UK, decided to move back home to Lagos, Nigeria. To my surprise, I couldn't afford to rent a property because the landlord wanted 2 years up front, which was the norm over there. Fortunately, I could move into my parents' house, something I hadn't done since I was 10 years old. Unfortunately, 15 years down the line, this is still a problem. Only 10% of the population can actually own their own homes, so 90% rent. And they spend an average of over 55% of their annual salary on rent. Why is this? It's because of the mandatory 12-month minimum payment that you have to pay for rent, lack of access to credit financing, and high interest rates that go up to about 34.19%. The rental ecosystem is broken. What we're doing at Yallo is trying to fix this. Yallo is a rent now, pay later B2B solution. Put simply, we partner with employers and we allow their employees to pay their rents monthly, simply by deducting the monthly payments from their salaries. We do this via a B2B portal where employees can manage, approve, and track requests. So far, we've partnered with over 35 companies across different sectors in Nigeria. Our revenue model is very simple. Primarily, we charge a 0.5 to 1.5% monthly premium on our cost of finance. We have some other revenue streams, which is 5 to 10% on partnership costs. And from next year, we will have a 2% listing fee for landlords. The market opportunity is wide. So beyond Nigeria, we're looking at other markets in Africa initially, which we estimate a TAM of over $23 billion. And we are looking at the obtainable share of about $70 million annually. There are two main competitors, but why Yallo stands out is two things. Firstly, we focus on the B2B route, so we have a portal that's dedicated to this. Secondly, we don't limit our customers to a set marketplace. So you can bring the property you want, and we will finance it. We launched in October 2022, and so far we've achieved over 8,000 registered users. We have 35 companies that we work with, and we're on track to have 300 active users by the end of this month. Our current MRR is about $8,700, and we aim in the next few years to be over 100,000 with over 3,500 registered active users. Our team is a team of professionals with over 40 years experience. 2 of us are second-time founders. And we have experience in scaling and building technology and real estate products. Impact is key to what we do at Yalo, and we do this by focusing on the SDG goals 8, 10, and 11. Our ask today is 100K to complete our 200K raise. Money is primarily going to be used to further develop our B2B platform and to increase our customer base. Join us on this journey as we revolutionize as we transform the rental experience in Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, Dele. And you've been a little bit over time, so there is a little bit less time. But I open the floor from questions. I see already one hand raised from Alexandra. But I remember that you can also ask your question on the YouTube comment section. Alexandra.
Thanks so much. I think offering people to be able to rent through employees with the help of employees is very human. So what is the challenge of onboarding the B2B customers? So why would they say no to this opportunity to work with you?
Okay, so we actually initially started on the B2C side, and what we saw was that, okay, we had quite a lot of a lot of users from the similar companies. So we started approaching them, and the challenge then was you're not really, people, this sort of action is usually held by HR or the finance manager, and no one wants that extra layer of work. So that's why we decided, okay, look, let's make it easy by having a B2B portal that you can kind of sign up people very easily on it. So that was the main challenge which we are currently working through. Also, companies what we've seen is that the welfare of employees now is becoming more and more of a attraction to Nigerian companies, because we have a large wave of people that leaving the country, moving to other countries. So having benefits like this helps them attract talent a bit more and also retain talent.
Thank you. Quick question from Berlin now.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, are those payments tax deductible? So is it something that the companies can use to reduce their taxes?
Not really, because essentially the companies are really just a conduit, right? So our end customer is the employee. So.
Jordan?
Thank you very much. Enjoyed that. Question, so what's the end goal here? Is it to create a platform for data, for like long-term relationships with clients, or are these one-off engagements that you're doing with these individuals and companies? What's the long-term plan here?
So it's a bit of both. So we're looking at it in Nigeria. The population, majority of the population is from the age of about 16 to 25. I think about 60% of our population is within that age range. So what we're doing is actually educating people on this model. So we start from renting, then we move to ownership. Mortgages aren't popular. So renting, then rent to own properties essentially. And what we're seeing is that we're also collecting a lot of data that's going to help us iterate the product. So we add more products to it. On the supply side as well, we're thinking of a marketplace where we essentially create that ecosystem, and financial institutions or even the retail market, you can come in and participate in that. So we have a lot of big plans. The market is huge. It's certainly not a demand issue. I mean, during this pitch, we probably had at least 3-4 people already register on the platform. The challenge is how do we scale efficiently and without getting into trouble. So.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you very much, Dele. We have also some questions on the chat, but the time is over, so I think you can go and address that directly on the YouTube chat. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
And for the next, thank you. So for the next startup, we are going back to our roots because the next founder is coming straight from Estonia. And you won't believe it, but she found a way to create a house and to build it in a cheaper, faster way. So I welcome on the stage the founder of Liveful, Kaidi. No, that's no.
No.
Sorry.
Thank you. Let's find the correct slides.
Yes.
Oh, found it. Did you know that we actually need over 96,000 houses every single day for the next 75 years? And that's not it. It actually takes over 8 months to build a house on site. And by year 2030, we're missing over 3 million construction workers globally. At the same time, the construction industry is responsible for over 40% of global CO2 emissions, and most of its waste goes unrecycled. Liveful is just like IKEA, but instead of assembling shelves, you're assembling whole structures and houses. And our patented invisible panel connection method is also sustainable. Per square meter, you can save over 15 kilograms of waste and over 10 kilograms of CO2 emissions. To put things into perspective, let's look at a 100 square meter house. We are talking about over 1.5 tons of waste saved and over 1,000 kilograms of CO2 emissions saved. The sustainable factor is there and it is measurable. But we're not just building houses, it's also suitable for dual-use purposes. And we're not just another house manufacturer, we're a construction tech solution provider. We are currently working on a configurator that puts Liveful units on your property and with AI checks its suitability with local building codes. We don't profit only from selling the house kits and producing them. We are franchising our production model and selling software licensing. Our primary focus at the moment is on Canadian market because it's a good reference point before entering US market, and Canadian market is really facing a huge housing crisis at the moment. And by year 2030, the market potential in Canada alone is over $100 million annually. Our team has over 10 years of experience in wooden house sector and building companies. I personally actually grew up on construction sites being my playground. So throughout the years, I have built an extensive industry network. I personally also have invested over 100K into Liveful and have bootstrapped us this far. At the moment, we are raising 500K to accelerate our growth through marketing and sales, and by selling and producing over 40 kits over the next 12 months, we predict to see a revenue of 1 million euros. Thank you, and I'm happy to take your questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Kadi. And we have the first question here. Can you please give the mic to this gentleman here?
Hi, sorry for the simple question, but you said this is like IKEA. Do I need to build a house on my own?
Yes, you can build a house over a weekend.
Okay. Well, then I'm not your target. Thank you.
But you can do it. our expansion model actually first is through value-added partnerships locally. So like from local partners, you can purchase the kits for do-it-yourself purposes, but our partners also provide assembly services. So you can get it all assembled and ready for you to move in. So, but like there are also the do-it-yourself enthusiasts on the market and who want to save costs to be able to afford houses, but they don't have the engineering background and can't pay for all of that. So they order the kits from us, where everything is pre-engineered, pre-cut, and flat packed, and get shipped to your site. You have everything from the base frame to flooring, walls, roofing, windows, doors, everything in the kit, and you just look at the manual. I recommend this time to look at the manual because we're building a house, you know. And then like Lego pieces, you put them together, and that saves you tons of additional costs and makes the end cost predictable and affordable.
Thank you. We have a question from Jordan and then also one from the house.
Thank you, Kenny. Two questions here. What's the price point for one of these models? Let's say the smaller models and then larger model. And what sort of IP do you have that's special about your company? Is it the connection points, or what makes you guys different than, let's say, some of these other companies that are doing tiny homes, for instance?
The average cost for the kit per square meter is 1,000 euros. So, yeah, there are maybe cheaper options on the market, but they're not as sustainable. So that's what comes with using sustainable materials. And our patent is actually material-wide. But at the moment we use cross-laminated timber, what is a mass timber product. One of the most top 3 sustainable building materials out there, and cross-laminated timber is like concrete. It's as strong as concrete, but as light as wood. So this enables you to really lift and assemble the houses yourselves. And every detail at the house is engineered keeping a 50-kilogram rule in mind, so you can do it without additional lifting equipment. And it can be done everywhere, on islands, mountains, tight backyards, and so on. And the patent is for invisible panel connection method. By connecting the panels, you can't see where one panel starts and another one ends. So you are putting them piece to piece next to each other, and you create a solid, sustainable, natural wooden interior. You actually, we do all the pre-cuts, and you add glue, and through the screws go through the panels. So, and therefore the end result is hurricane category 2 resilient and earthquake resilient, and actually withstands high wind loads and is suitable also for Nordic and Canadian standards.
Thank you, Katie. We are slightly over time, so I suggest you to address the question that you have on the chat later. But thank you very much. And the clicker. Also there. Thank you. And now we are moving to sustainability batch. We are going to see 4 startups, and actually the next one is also coming from Estonia, and will tell us how to a power supply sustainable platform can help mid-cap enterprise. So, Ot, for one is great. I don't know what happened. Wait, turn on your mic.
Let's see. Can I get the other one maybe?
Or you want to take this one?
Well, I can take the stick as well if you like. Doesn't matter.
In Italy we will say il bello della diretta, the beauty of being live.
Yeah, sorry, I need to unwrap.
So, Yeah, small technical issue, and we are back.
Right, we're live from Bat Tower, so let's hope that I can save this like Batman. Hi, I'm Oit. I'm the co-founder of Esgrid, the AI-powered supply chain sustainability platform. So here's the problem. Supply chain sustainability is expensive and inefficient. This is most sorely felt by 50,000 EU enterprises who are facing costly new regulations. I can do this without slides, don't matter. Sustainability managers are spending upwards of 50,000 euros annually on inefficient processes. And they receive terrible, sub 40% data collection success rates. And to top it off, there is no end-to-end supply chain sustainability platform on the market. So Esgrid solves this with an AI-powered supply chain sustainability platform for mid-cap enterprises. We deliver 2x better results at 10x lower costs. And we automate everything from regulatory analysis and data collection to report writing and supplier engagement. And we save sustainability managers months of work annually. And the market for this product is still early, but is growing rapidly. 50,000 EU enterprises will need to comply within the next few years, and the largest majority starting in 2026. And we can see a path to 18 million in ARR in the next 4 to 5 years alone in this market. So our biggest competitor is Excel or doing nothing. 9 out of 10 companies do just that. And among software solutions, Worldfavor is the closest to our ICP. And we differentiate with superior automation that drives better efficiency and drives down cost. So let's see what we have here. So, traction. So in 8 months, we've secured 12 customers, including 2 stock-listed enterprises. And we're growing at more than 30% per month through outbound sales, product-led growth, and community marketing. And Esgrid was founded just a little over a year ago by a killer founding team. Oksana built and sold a tech company to Opera. Katrin led ESG at the largest telco in the region. Yevgeny brings decades of engineering experience from tech companies. And I've driven growth at companies like Pipedrive and Ampler. And together we've already shown that we can do fast growth. Remember the last slide? And then basically, believe in us to do this further. We've built a scalable sales engine that is going to take us from 0 to 100K in ARR by the end of the year. And we are targeting 1 million ARR by mid-2026 by converting 170 companies from the Baltics alone, where we're the clear frontrunners. Since the start of this program, from April to today, we've grown 6.6x in ARR. We've built a sustainable and predictable outbound sales model, increased our user base by more than 150%. And we've shipped massive product features, and done everything that we can to actually get this off the ground. And we're opening up a round in Q4 to support our further growth. So if you're interested in helping us deliver the following milestones, get in touch with me after this pitch or drop me a note online if we're running out of time. That works as well. So join us in building the necessary infrastructure for a sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ot. And I will open the floor from question. And remember that you can also answer and ask questions from your house. But Max.
Thank you, and thank you for the presentation. So your growth has been quite fast and quite amazing. How can you go even faster?
Good question. More money. Thank you.
Is it just money?
No, I mean, to kind of shed a little bit more light on this, we've been able to see that, thanks to the SVG, we've been able to actually build an outbound sales process that works for us. We are using product-led growth, which means converting value chain companies into new paying customers as well. And we're contacting every single sustainability manager in our kind of potential network as a kind of awareness building thing. So the more we can invest in those growth loops, the better we can do basically. And that means, just getting more hands on that table. Additionally, of course, we are looking to raise prices. We've already taken our ACV up from 3.4 to around We're closing the next, everything that we're doing from this point onwards is like upwards of 5, and we're targeting 6 by end of next year, and maybe 10 thereafter. So those are kind of like the ways we can actually grow even faster right now.
We have a question from home, and they ask, how can S-Grid adapt to supply chains of different size?
Pretty flexibly. The way we do it right now is all the different kind of like companies that come to our platform. Let's say the way this works is that an enterprise invites the suppliers to the platform, and these suppliers go through a self-assessment, which is a very simple way to actually report on your own sustainability to your company. So it doesn't really matter whether it's 100 or 500 or 5,000 companies in your supply chain, because everything that happens after the initial invitation, S-Grid helps you automate. So we do reminders, we support all the suppliers, and that's how we take the response rates that I was referring to earlier, the sub 40 response rates, to 84% already today. And that's across different types. We have micro companies to massive enterprises with like hundreds and hundreds of suppliers on our platform already.
Okay, we have time for a very, very quick last question from Alexa.
What's the trade between being the first in Baltics and focusing there versus on larger markets where the competition is also growing today?
What's the trade?
So you're focusing on the Baltics now, and focusing on something takes time,
right,
while this time is also taken in other markets by other competitors?
Yes, I think it's a great question. Today, given our resources, it's a very kind of like, we have a clear path to 1 million in ARR that's going to actually secure our further growth. That's why we think we need to do this. It's not even a question of whether we should do this, but we need to do this. We want to be a challenger in larger markets throughout this process as well, and test out the different ways to grow in other markets, including larger markets in CEE, and potentially, why not, Scandinavia. And to finalize the point on this, the market isn't taken. If we talk about the 9 out of 10 companies not doing anything, that is similar even in educated markets like Scandinavia. So that is actually, the market is there for us to take, but we do need resources, and we do need kind of like help to, of course, get there.
Thank you, Ott. And if you have further questions, please track him at the network reception or send him an email. Thank you. So the next founder comes directly from from UK, from Manchester.
Be careful.
Not that far, but from UK, and he is working to revolutionize and make it more sustainable a very important industry like fashion. So please give a round of applause to Cam, founder and CEO of Burr.
Fingers crossed. Thanks, Lorenzo. Hi, everyone. I'm Cam, CEO and co-founder of Burl. So firstly, what's Burl? So we're a no-touch resale platform for fashion brands. So in terms of the kind of problem we're trying to solve, the resale fashion market is absolutely booming. In the next few years, it's going to hit close to 300 billion. So absolutely massive. But at the moment, it's being dominated by the consumer offerings. So if people think eBay, Depop, Vinted, they're kind of dominating the market. And fashion brands are struggling to tap into this new lucrative revenue stream. And that's principally for 3 main reasons. So firstly is the tech cost. So unless you're a major player like H&M or Zara, you don't want to build proprietary tech in this space. And secondly, it's high touch. So if you imagine used items coming back into the warehousing for them to process, that's not commercially viable. And thirdly, a lack of trust, especially in the luxury space. Counterfeiting is quite a big area for them to be concerned. So that's a great segue into Burl. So we've created a solution that addresses all these barriers. So firstly, it's completely tech light. So Burl can be turned on in literally an hour rather than months of integration work. And really excitingly, it's completely no touch. So when an item gets traded in and gets sent back to the brand, it actually goes over to one of our partner marketplaces. So it's a completely no-touch solution for the brand. The best way to imagine us, we are like a widget or a button that sits on the product page. If you imagine a Klarna button, we're a bit like that. And in a few clicks, a customer could trade an item back to the brand. Really excitingly, not on there, but we won a £350,000 UK grant from Innovate UK. And this allows us to build an AI-based resale pricing engine. So it'll actually really help any product coming back onto the platform and in terms of counterfeiting and authenticity. And this is a bit of a grandiose kind of term, but we firmly believe whoever gets this right can be a household name. It's a really nascent space. It's massively increasing in size. A few of the solutions out there, especially in Europe, are building marketplaces or warehouses to resell the product, and no one's doing it from a pure tech solution like we are. The market's massive. The takeaway from this slide for everyone is if Burl just takes a tiny fraction of a percent, we can be a massive, profitable company. So how do we make money? Everyone always asks us that. So we've got two revenue levers. There's a SaaS subscription, so bronze, silver, gold, based on volume of transactions through the platform. And we also take a cut of anything sold by one of our partner marketplaces. So we take 20% on the back end there. Really excitingly, we're at early stage, but we launched last week with our first brand, a brand called Peregrine. It's a British heritage brand. We've got other brands called Lavenham and Farm Jackets in that space launching in the next few weeks. And really excitingly, we just signed a pilot with Castor. People know them, they're a big billion-pound UK kit manufacturer. They actually make athletic clubs kits as well. So they're giving us one of their rugby clubs and football clubs to pilot. So super exciting time. My background, I spent 10 years at Monitor Deloitte in their strategy consulting team and then moved into B2B retail tech. My co-founder, Peter, he's more founder-based, has grown several e-commerce businesses up to several million revenue and spent 15 years in the fashion space. In terms of where we are on our funding journey, we wanted to raise 350 to match the grant we won. We kicked off a few months ago and we've now completed the round up to 390. So it's actually an overfunding state, which is a nice position to be. That being said, we're always keen to speak to angels or interested funds in this space. So if it's not now, please give me a shout. Good to connect. So that's it from us. Any questions?
Thank you. Thank you, Cam.
I don't know how many times to cut out.
Thank you. We have a question here.
Hi, thank you very much for the pitch. The way it works for the customer, it was like a little bit quick. I know you just have 3 minutes, but I guess you are focused on once you have the item, how you deliver it. My question is, do you also cover all the process of the classification, assortment, and everything of the second-hand clothes when they come, to the
Could be right.
store?
So imagine, Burl, we're the glue in the middle of this ecosystem. So if you imagine a brand that you bought that shirt from, you could trade it back to the brand. You think it's going back to the brand, but actually we're moving it to one of our partner marketplaces. So Burl never touches any product either. We work with companies like GoThrift and Market.com, who are basically like a bespoke eBay, where they basically intake all the product, they then clean it, photograph it, do what they do really well, and then monetize it. So we remain the tech glue. We never touch anything ourselves, but nor does the brand. So we basically like the kind of glue in the middle of the kind of players in the ecosystem.
Thank you.
Other questions? We have a Max.
So you presented yourself and your co-founder. Who else is in the team and helping you out on this journey?
Yeah, we've got Ryan, who's basically helps us with like sales and marketing. His background is in fashion, so he's worked with Lavenham, Birkenstock. So he's got a great network in that space. We hired our first developer about 4 months ago, which is a bit of a game changer. Before we having to use agencies to having in-house tech's been great. Now we've just completed our fundraise. We're hiring a kind of more mid-senior level tech as well, so we'll have 2 developers in-house. And we can run a kind of lean team for the next year. Our funding will keep us going for almost 18 months before our next raise.
From online, how do you manage the logistics and shipping of resold items? Do you have any partnership with logistics services?
Great question. So after I left Deloitte, I worked in a VC-backed reverse logistics company. So we actually, for Burl, we're actually using a competitor, but it's effectively called Zigzag, which we've integrated into, and it gives us access to carriers all around the world. So we basically plug in and can use their reverse logistics that way. The beauty of that means if suddenly a brand in a different market, Germany, France, wanted to turn Burl on, we can basically turn on a courier or a carrier in that market really quickly.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Burl.
Thanks.
Thank you from Burl. And the next founder comes from Bulgaria and is actually trying to reduce and solve the problem of food waste in his own country and potentially in the rest of Eastern Europe. So a big round of applause to Velin from Foodbox.
Hello. Hello, I'm Velin from Foodbox, co-founder and CTO of the anti-food waste platform in the Eastern European Union, in the Eastern European region. So, did you know that more than 10% of the CO2 emissions are contributed by the food waste? That is because almost 1/3 of the food that is being produced is thrown into the basket. This is bad not only for the environment, it is bad for the people, and it is bad for the economy. So we at Foodbox, they created a platform focused on the merchants in the Eastern European Union to minimize and optimize their surplus. They use the platform to offer their surplus food at large discount to our users, and our users then use the platform to browse and then buy and pick up this food. The merchants, they see value because they turn their expenses into profits, into revenue streams. They also get new customers on food into the stores, and also their green positioning. On top of that, our users get quality food at reduced prices. They get the green impact that everyone wants, and are always surprised by from what they get. Our revenue comes from the commission-based business model that we use. Every transaction on our platform, we get around 30% out of it. On top of that, during the last 2 months, 3, we pioneered a new service that is corporate catering service, from which we already see very good results, which fueled basically our growth in the past 2-3 months. The team is me, I'm Velin, I'm a technical person with a lot of experience on the technical side, and Jane, who is the visionary, passionate about this kind of work from her time into the Good to Go. When COVID hit, she came to Bulgaria in order to bring this kind of knowledge and thinking in the Eastern European market. Our traction for the last 4 months, we've been growing a lot, and we are happy to say that we'll be able to reach 2 times our last year's ARR. The market is quite large. Eastern Europe is almost as large as the Western Europe in terms of food waste, but there is no clear competitor at the moment, no clear market leader. There are a lot of competitors, mainly focused on the western part of Europe and in America. In this year, we closed our 200,000K extended pre-seed round, and with that, we became self-sufficient. At the moment, we are aiming to increase our KPIs, and next year we will be doing another fundraise after we manage to grow even more. Thank you so much for your attention, and please contact me with any questions.
Thank you, Velin. Thank you. We have the first question from Alexandra.
Thanks. From the launch of the product or from the start of the company until today, is there anything that you would do differently?
Yeah. So I would spend more in technology than we did. Most of the funds that we already had during the last 2 rounds, we've made 2 rounds of fundraising, pre-seed or whatever they're called, went into sales, into educating the market. That turned out to be the biggest issue on our side, but that also meant that we didn't have enough cash for the technology part, which is very expensive. And therefore, right now, the limiting factor of our expansion is the technology. People like the product, but they don't enjoy that much using the application. And so this is basically where we'll be focusing in the next 6 months to grow the business, as well as going for the retailers and more known brands.
Thank you. We have a question from the online chat. How do you adapt to address food waste reduction needs across different sectors? Example given, food services, distribution, and production.
What was the beginning?
How do you adapt to address food waste reduction needs across different sectors?
How
do you adapt?
Adapt.
Sorry.
Yeah. So basically, food waste is a big focus on Europe, and there will be a lot. There are already in place a lot of regulations on top of this. So if it wasn't a focus at the moment for the Eastern European market, eventually it will become. And so companies will start to see both CO2 emissions. There are going to be sustainability accounting that will help us also into proving that what we are doing makes a lot of sense.
Thank you. Any other question? Or 3, 2, 1? Okay. We're still over time, so thank you
so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's wait for the screen to be turned on again. And last but not least, for the sustainability badge, we have a fellow Italian that, of course, is working on making the fashion industry more sustainable. Please welcome the founder of Zero.
Thank you, Lorenzo. I will just go for... We'll go now. Okay, Zero, finally. Hi, everybody. I'm Gabriele, co-founder and CEO of Zero. And I'm excited to share with you how we are revolutionizing luxury brand approach to dead stocks. Fashion has a problem with 100 billion worth of material stuck in warehouses. Imagine more than enough to cover half of my country, Italy. This results in an economical, environmental, and logistical problem that, as of today, has been solved in a very unsustainable manner. In fact, most of this material has been destroyed or burned. Why? Because it was the easiest way to prevent brand imitations. And so, what changed? Recent European regulation, alongside a consumer shift towards sustainability, are simply pushing brands stop burning materials. The result is that they are desperately seeking circular solutions for their warehouse. And this is where we come in. Thanks to our marketplace, we make it easy and scalable reselling leather and fabric deadstock for luxury brands, turning an environmental problem into revenues and circularity. But we do not stop here. Our SaaS streamlines circular material management for luxury brands, enabling also the donation, the recycling, and the reuse of the material, while tracking the saved environmental impact. The market opportunity is very important for sustainable fashion raw material, now valued at 2 billion and expected to grow to 8 by 2030, with an expected growth of 22%. We want to reach 3 million of this market, targeting Italy, UK, France, and the US. Our business model is based on marketplace fees ranging from 40 to 30% and a monthly subscription up to 1,500 per month, enabling the SaaS licensing and a material digitalization service. We stand out from competition, offering a higher traceability compared to physical reseller, and at the same time, a comprehensive and extensive set of circular services to our fashion luxury brands. I've started this journey after the experience founding Zero Lab, the leading Italian circular fashion hub. And to achieve our ambitious goal, I have the pleasure of working every day with an experienced team with more than 20 years of cumulative experience in the sector. We proud now work with more than 10 Italian-based fashion luxury brands, and this resulted in a first-year sales of 40K. And since the start of this program, we are experiencing a 50% month-on-month growth. We recently secured our pre-seed round, accounting for 350K, thanks to the wise guys and notable Italian investors, and we are now looking for opportunities for our 1 million seed round. And to conclude, if you want to join now our journey for the zero waste fashion, let's connect. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gabriele. Thank you very much. Grazie. And let's open the floor for the Q&A. Max, let me check also if there are questions.
So you were talking about the fact that they were burning those materials to avoid copycats or any companies trying to make copies of those luxury brands. How can you ensure that they're not doing exactly the same through your platform?
Actually, it's because of the traceability that we gave to the sale process. In fact, with our software, we share the data with our seller about who we sell, where we sell, and we are also enabling a system for them to decide where to sell and who to sell to. So in this way, we prevent for customers they don't want to receive the material to actually avoid them and maintain the material only in the legal ecosystem. I was too clear. I can believe that. It never happened.
What types of companies are actually the buyers on the other end of on the platform?
Thank you for the question. There are actually three main kind of customers. The first one are fashion brands with not more than 1 million in revenues. So you may think of all the niche, local, national brand around the globe, which are kind of a lot. We have producers, so factories, small factories, big factories, from the sewers that you see in the streets, from also more structured ones. And we have also the homemade market, which is pretty big. You may think of all the Etsy sellers or the people who make clothes at home, still a market for us, because of course we don't have any minimums and our average order is much more competitive from the actual industry, both for leather and textiles.
How long are the sales cycles for you and what are the customer acquisition costs?
Starting from the top tier customer, which are the brands, it's a bit longer because for them it's a question of trust and it's a selection of material that take months. We know fashion is based on collections, so 3 to 4 months to decide is the time. And the smaller they are, the faster. It happened to me to make a sale in one call directly on the website. This is what we like, but unfortunately it's not possible all the time. It's a wide range of customers and each one have different needs, but we are working hard to understand everybody and make the experience as smooth as possible.
We have a last question from the online chat, and they ask, how does Zero help luxury brands manage dead stocks without compromising their exclusivity or brand image?
That's actually why they pick us instead of the physical distributors, because for them it's a way to get control over the dead stock material, to get the right value. In fact, with the physical distributors they get only 25 cents per meter when they sell it, and with us they get 8 euros per meter on average. We are talking about a 30 times more value, digital. With the physical distributor, of course, we are talking about a small market. We are widening the market, opening up to all the customers that we talked before. And they cannot check who they are selling to because there are multiple intermediaries in the sector. While with us, we sell directly to the final user so they can check what kind of customer is using their material and eventually also control if they are doing imitation on the product.
Thank you, Gabriele. That was the last question and it was the last startup for the sustainability batch. Stay here because I want to call on stage all the sustainability startups to welcome them officially in the Startup Wise Guys family. Please, Katie, Eileen, come. Stay on stage, stay on stage. Come on stage, the official ceremony to welcome you in the family. Please, just, okay. It's the time for you to be an official Wise Guyers. Look how wise are these people.
How many eggs do they get? One?
So guys, take the post-it off. The post-it off for the photo is a little bit nicer. So, photo time. And thank you very much, guys. It was an honor for me to work with you. And as Gilles already said, whatever you need, feel free to reach out to us. We are always on your back. And just call us, text us, mail us. We'll be there. Thank you. And we will have now a 5 minutes break. And we will be back with the last part of the event with the Cyber Startup. See you then.
Okay, so we are back. Thank you everybody for being here again. We have a challenge here, which is to keep you entertained in the last presentations, but I'm not concerned because, you know, cyber is a very interesting topic, you know. As you may notice, technology in the past years is just all over the place. It's growing fast. It's making our lives easier. The problem is that hackers are fast to come up with different and innovative ideas to break into the systems and capture your privacy, your identity, and your assets. Now, this is something that we're determined to stop. That's why we're working in cyber. And today I'm going to show you 4 different companies coming from 4 different parts of the world that have developed different tools to prevent that this continue to happen. So without more introductions, I want to present the first company. So I want to call Yasir to come to the stage, who is a co-founder for Blockout.
Our identity on the internet is weak, but without the internet, we are not strong. Online identity security affects millions of business and users around the world. These are 3 parts of this big problem. First of all, fraud. US companies lost more than 10 billion to online fraud in 2023. Second, data leak. 81% of data breach are the use of the passwords. Third, identity theft. Business email vulnerabilities cost more than 600 billion revenue lost in the last year. And that is crazy. That's why we build Blockout, to help companies identify, manage customers and employees in one place. With Blockout, our customers get all-in-one software with multiple solutions. For example, control panel, digital onboarding and KYC simplified, multi-factor authentication, blockchain infrastructure, and more features. Identity access management market size today is 24 billion, and the experts expect to grow into 52.9 billion into 2030. We aim to capture approximately 1% of the market. Our business model is B2B subscription. We have 2 plans for different type of companies. Infinity for individual users and massive application, and Nexus, the identity solution for employees. We have many competitors, but we have a difference between these. We use our own blockchain. We use decentralized identifiers, and we have a lot of integration with digital wallet providers. We are the bridge that connect Web 2 and Web 3 users without friction. We go to market in May in this year. Our traction now, 2,000 euros MRR. We now close the year in 24,000 euros, and we have markets, our presence in Spain and LATAM. Our partnerships now is Telefónica, FaceFee, another one. The people behind, the team behind Blockout and make it possible, 6 professionals, 3 founders. My name is Yasir Doutroy, CMO of Blockout, expert in sales and marketing, CTO Josué García, more than 10 years experience in software development, and Josué López, more than 10 years experience in cybersecurity. We looking for today 350K, and will be used to increase our brand in Spain and LATAM and increase the sales. Thank you for your attention, and remember, our mission is clear. We are humans concerned
about people's digital lives. Thank you.
So now we open the door for questions. Remember, those who are attending the event online, they can make the questions on the comment part, and we'll be reading those, like this one.
Hey, Yasir, thanks for your pitch.
Thank you.
How decentralized is your blockchain?
Now we have a hybrid blockchain, public and private. Now it's centralized, but in the future we need to expand our infrastructure and architecture to be more nodes in the world and be more decentralized. Now we have 7 nodes in Europe, and yeah, the most of this is in Europe.
We saw you've got like a B2B and also a B2C approach. I would like to get a little bit on the B2B. Have you tested already the product on the B2B? What has been the feedback? And also, what is the target or your target customers in B2B and how you're going to approach them?
Yeah, our solution is B2B, but the protection and the security for the final users. For example, if you have a marketplace or an e-commerce, you can use this solution for authenticate the identity of the people and create identifiers, unique identifiers for the profile. The target that we come now is massive, but we focus on, for example, gaming and consumer apps. And the other one, platform or investment like crypto and other sectors. For example, we have a lot of clients in protection of minors in gambling sector that it's too important, the identify of the users. And yeah, that's all.
We have one more question from the audience online. How do you ensure that your blockout is user-friendly and easily integrable into existing systems of businesses?
Yeah, we have integration, for example, with Google, with Microsoft, and with the solution can integrate via API or SDK, and this more easy to do. For 40 minutes, you have authentication ready to put in your website, platform, or digital product.
Good. Have we have time for any other question, or we need to move on? Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
You.
Yeah, we'll need this one. So, as I said, the hackers are everywhere. So now we're going to meet Passport GG, who is working on a solution to protect your kids. Ah, you have that. Sorry.
Dear offline and online audience, hello and hola. My name is Ignat Bobrovic, and I'm a founder of Passport.gg. And we're building a safe gaming ecosystem for kids, parents, and schools. First of all, why we're doing this? Well, cyber threats are real, and they are even more real for kids that spend a lot of time online and not ready for serious things in the world sometimes. Can you imagine that more than 70% of kids have experienced at least one cyber threat? It can be from simple neglectable ones, but it can be also something which can lead to depression from cyberbullying, or losing the account and the assets there, or even losing your money because sometimes your cards are connected to their gaming accounts. Why is it happening? So we identified a few reasons which we can solve, and by solving this, which we can considerably improve the situation. Well, first of all, there is lack of kids' engagement into non-engaged in the boring content, and cybersecurity is definitely one of it. There is also low transparency and accountability online. People can create the fake accounts and do whatever they want. And there are trust issues between kids and parents. What I mean on that is that kids want to play. Parents oftentimes want to limit this, and schools even worse. They want it like completely forbid it. Where it leads, well, kids will hide the fact that they're playing, and what even worse, they will hide the fact that something bad has happened, opening the Pandora box in the end of the day. So how do we solve it? So we create a secure educational gaming environment for kids. It's engaging, so we use AI-driven assistant with reward system. it's safe. We're using blockchain with soul-bound token. We integrate post-quantum computing encryption, which is not that important right now. But imagine 5 years from now, your kids would like still to have their account and their data. And we're the ones who are thinking out about this. And it's inclusive. For us, it's important to create a dashboard for parents and for schools in order they also understand what's happening. And we have a secret sauce. I will not show you this. So it's our experience in esports. So we have more than 10 years of experience in esports and gaming, and we know how to imply these passion points and how to make this product work. Our vision goes beyond just cybersecurity educational content, right? We want to create engaging and safe ecosystem where parents trust it, where kids are enjoying the games. Well, can you imagine? Game developers, fintech companies, and other stakeholders will be definitely interested in this market. So today, our market, we aim with the current strategy, which we'll explain a bit later. We aim 15 million kids in Europe and the United States as our core markets. Our obtainable market, we calculated as 15 million euros. In our business model, we started as B2G, so we have a paid client project with an Estonian governmental institution. We have more than 100 gamers' IDs being issued within our legacy product, and we had more than 200,000 euro in aggregated revenues. So we started as B2G with fees, and our vision to become much more diverse, including B2B, subscription for parents, and innovative products like InsurTech. Now, I would like you to take a small pause and to ask yourself, are you ready to invest in the safety of children online? If yes, and you want to contribute, we're looking for help with our business development. We're looking for introductions to governmental institutions, schools, and brands which do care about kids and their safety. Regarding fundraising, we have a great investor on board, Startup-Wise guys. We're planning a seed round in 2025, and if you share our values, and if you want to be first to be on board, come and talk to me. Thank you so much. I'm Ignat Bobrovic, CEO and founder of Passport.gg.
Thank you very much. Now the floor is open for questions. Over there we have a gentleman.
How does...
Ladies first.
Ladies first. Good
Thank
call.
you. How do kids or parents earn points there? How does the gamification part work?
Yeah, great. So thank you very much for the question. And actually what we're trying to do, we are taking the gaming experience, where normally in games you develop the experience of the character, you develop the shield of the character, of the object, and we're doing exactly the same. So for example, for kids, they have content regarding the cybersecurity. They watch the content, and depending on how good they are responding to questions, they will increase their shield. So actually the shield is increasing, and this is like this part of the gamification comes there. Other tasks, which can be from brands and from the schools, etc., they can go with experience. So basically, the logic is to gamify, to take what you're doing in games, to bring it to real life through this gamified experience.
I had a very similar question to what Katie just asked. I'm a father of a 12-year-old, so I understand the pain, right? But I wanted to ask about, like, what's your churn right now? Like, how do you? Because I wouldn't see my kid enjoying this unless you make it great at gamification. But like, how do you keep both the parents and the children engaged?
Well, that's a very good question, and thank you very much for this. So we have had a lot of experience in legacy esports, in conventional esports, and this is what I refer to, let's say, legacy product. What we're doing now, we are about to launch it in Estonia, in our home market, and yeah, to answer your question, we do understand the churn, especially from kids, will be high, unless we find a way to gamify it, and we are on the path to find it.
We have one more question from the audience online. So what are the challenges you have encountered in integrating with different platforms and gaming environments, such as PCs, consoles, mobiles?
Well, that depends on what the person has asked regarding the integration. I would be happy to elaborate a bit much more. Yeah, there is different layers of integration and different, let's say, stakeholders. For us, the direct integration with the game at this stage is less of important because we want to gamify the experience, and we also want to use the esports integrate. We have this esports secret sauce, and for esports, in majority of cases, you don't necessarily need the high-end integration.
Okay. We have one more. Yeah.
Can you explain to me how the soulbound token works in your system?
Well, we still have it in testnet. We are now checking with lawyers how to make it really work in terms of the different regulations. For the moment, the idea is that the user creates his or her token. There are 3 layers of the token, let's say, verification. First is just minted the moment they sign up. Then the first layer of KYC, and then the 3rd layer of KYC. Depending on that, they will have different, let's say, rules and the accessibilities on the platform. So the idea is that users will be using this their soulbound token as the tool to access the data, to control their data, to control that on our platform, and do we give it to other systems or not? Like very simply. I mean, it's much more complicated, but.
Thank you very much. So,
thank you.
Congrats. So, hackers are all over the world. So are we. So our next startup comes from India, and there's something wrong here. Okay. We missed that one. Okay, so our next startup comes from India. I'm afraid they were not capable of coming for visa issues, and they are working on a solution to prevent people claiming that they have taken courses they haven't. So you'll see.
Hello everyone, I'm Raj from Certopus. And as we start, I want you to imagine you are a registrar at Boston University. And every year you issue on average of over 16,000 certificates. But there is a problem. According to statistics, you end up spending 329 man hours as well as $88,000 annually for issuing 16,000 certificates, which is a lot. But the problem you see here is just the tip of an iceberg. A major problem is fraud. A Forbes study reveals a shocking $7 billion annual market for fraudulent certificates globally. Certificate fraud isn't a rocket science. Anyone with a basic photo editing skills can do it. Cyber criminals know it well and exploit it to cause financial as well as reputational losses. And current systems are powerless to catch and stop them all. So we developed the solution, Certopus, that lets you design and send verifiable certificates and badges quickly and easily. With Certopus, you can not only issue n number of certificates within seconds, but also make sure the certificates are resilient against fraud like tampering and forgeries with advanced blockchain technology. We also integrate well with over 5,000 third-party applications and services. To make Certopus a sustainable business, we operate on a subscription-based revenue model. We also look to diversify our revenue streams with skill data that we collect with the certificates with help of organizations to lower down the skill gap. Looking onto the market, researchers show that the entire cloud-based digital credential market is projected to grow at a CAGR of 14.8%, growing to a $1.2 billion. And we aim to have 5% share of the serviceable addressable market by 2030. To validate our solution, we had 2 successful lifetime deal campaigns in past 1 year, taking us the total revenue near to $140,000. We serve over 1,700 plus organizations from 82 different countries. The key differentiator we have are the security features as well as the user experience involved in the process of issuing, managing, and verifying certificates. To back our claim, user ratings as reported by G2 shows Certopus stands higher than the industry benchmark. We as a team are on a mission to transform certificate issuance and the management process. We are targeting to have 30% month-over-month growth, which can take us to a monthly recurring revenue of $49,000 by third quarter of 2025. For that, we are raising a pre-seed round of $125,000. So, would you be part of this exciting journey with us? Thank you.
So even when these guys are not here to answer your questions, you can still post them in the comments of the online version, and I'm sure they will get back to you with a proper answer. Now, last but not least, coming from Colombia, but constituted already in Spain, a different kind of solution to protect cargo. So welcome Francisco to talk about Cloudtainer.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to everybody. I'm Francisco Valderrama, the CEO of Cloudtainer, securing cargo worldwide. We are working in one very big problem. All trucks and all containers worldwide face the same problem, vulnerability of the doors. That allows the drugs traffic, that allows the weapons traffic, and even the people traffic. So the current solutions are fragile solutions. Plastic seals and GPS trackers don't offer any protection for cargo. That's why the cargo theft global losses reach 50 billion annually, 60% from trucks and 20% from containers. So the challenge is to move from unknown cargo handlers increase theft risk for 70%, to cargo handlers using ID protocols to reduce the theft in 80%. That's our solution makes. Cloudtainer shows when, where, and who is opening the cargo container in real time. The IoT Cloud Lock sends the opening alerts to the platform in very three simple steps. The cargo handler validates their identity using a dynamic token. After that, they put the code on the app and only scanning the cloud log and will be open the cargo. Every opening will be saved in the blockchain and to show to all logistic chain. So in this case, we create that network effect. Our competitors cannot to show who is opening the container. Also, they cannot collect all the information in the global platform to share it, and they don't use a blockchain. Our market is very big, 33 billions is our very big size. So we will deploy 50K devices in the next 5 years. Our business is software as a service, B2B, in two options, in rental and in purchase. In our roadmap, right now, we start sales in LATAM with 5 clients, so we expect to grow in the next year for 185 clients. Now we are looking for 100K, and the use of funds is 40% to produce the device, the cloud lock, and the rest for sales, for team, and for R&D. Also, for running the demo spending in 9 countries. Our team has a very large expertise in IoT, telecommunications, financial, and sales. And our advisory board comes for the best and top cargo companies worldwide. So invest in container is not only to multiply the benefits, it really to work more safer and protect the cargo worldwide. Thank you very much.
Hey. So now the floor is yours for questions. There you go.
Hiya, thanks for the presentation. So how do you power the Cloudtainer devices, given that IoT will take up power?
Yeah, well, we'll design all the devices when using modems and nanosatellites. So we send all the data about the opening alerts using this way. And we also have, they say hola, hi, because they have a sound sensor like vibration, so they recognize when somebody tries to block, and send immediately to all logistic chain who is opening.
Thank you for your presentation. Like when I rented
and I put it on a container what ships my produce to Japan, for example, how do you get it back? Like, I mean, like when I rent it and the container is on the road for 8 to 12 weeks, and I don't have like something coming back to me, like it stays in Japan. How
This
have you
is a
solved
challenge
that?
for our client. So our focus is the transport companies and these companies who make round trip. So we provide the technology key, so they use the technology.
Any other questions?
I love software, but it also has bugs sometimes. So what happens if there is an issue with opening the container and there's something is not working? Basically, who is taking the risk of the glitches in both software and hardware?
Well, we have a second secret way to open by using a mechanical code. So using this is the last breath of the device. So this protocol is a secret, and we need to validate even in which country that happens. Also, we have 2 batteries of lithium with a long life of 45 days, so it's very enough. But if something happens, we have some protocol using other ways for opening, mechanical opening, I mean.
There's one more question.
I have a rather fun question. Have the drug dealers already reached out to you?
Of course, they want to make business with me, but...
That's definitely a cargo they want to protect, right? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Please stay, Francisco.
Oh.
And I'm going to ask Yasir and Indan to join us. It's a pleasure to welcome you to the Red family. So it has been a pleasure work with you guys in this program, and now you're part of the Wise Guys. Dream team. Okay, thank you very much. So we are about to finish here, but like in every single interesting production, we have an after movie for you. So
yes,
you will enjoy this.
They take a little bit, yeah.
Come and grab a seat.
We need the screen. That's going to help.
Yeah.
Cyber what? Cyber who? Yeah, you.
As you can see, this is what we do, giving people privacy and identity. Thanks to the entire Startup Wise Guys team for the support and patience you have had during these 4 months. We are happy with our progress. As you can see, my English has improved and we have clear direction.
Hey everyone, our journey over the last 4 months has been nothing short of incredible. It pushed us beyond our comfort zone and transformed the way we work. None of this would have ever been possible without the Startup Wise Guys team. Special thanks to Cristobal, Sergio, Monica and Farid for constantly pushing us forward. We have something for you. SWJ is now officially CertoQuest certified. Whatever.
We're very happy to spend this month together with Startup Wise Guys. We had exciting times in Bilbao. We had exciting workshops online. We really hope to proceed further to get where we want. If we can help at least 1% of kids have a better and safer life, it's already great.
We want to make the world a better and safer place throughout cybersport and fight with cyberbullying and games.
Wish everyone good luck, and as we say in gaming, good luck, have fun.
I am very grateful with Startup Wise Guys to help us to build the cloud hub, the future of cargo security worldwide. Thank you very much.
Hey guys, we're finally over. Yes, finally. So, wishing you the best for the near future.
I truly think that working in cyber is kind of traumatizing me because I feel very insecure lately.
It's been a tough ride, but you guys have finally graduated and are going to go out and change the world. Good luck, do amazing things, and hope to make the world a better, safer place.
Hey, I got a blast with this cohort. We got a very international group here. People from India, people from Estonia, Colombia, Spain, all working together, trying to, make a safest world for everybody with cybersecurity tools. I really enjoy it, and see you soon.
Hey Cyber Batch, it's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you, getting to work with you, and watching you grow. I know you do great things, but remember, we're here for you. Stay red.
You have finally made it to graduation day. Congratulations. I am sure now you have a much greater chance for success, and society needs you to succeed. Please remain determined but flexible, and never give up.
Hello everyone, graduation is here. It's time to say goodbye. It's been a pleasure to work with you in the program, but the real action, the real fun starts right now. So go out there, get that traction, get those sales, disrupt the cyberspace, and remember, we always have your back. When things go wrong, give us a call. When things go well, give us a call. Have fun. See you very soon. Ciao.
Good. I think it's clear that we work hard and we have fun at the same time. So now we have the other after video, right?
Hello there, beautiful people of Batch 46. Congratulations on making it to the end.
For me, the best part of the accelerator was meeting all of these innovative startups and talking to the founders, getting mentorship, and also visiting Bilbao and having great fun with all of the guys.
Getting to work with fantastic sales mentors with whom I managed to build an organized and predictable sales process.
Meeting other founders from all over the world. And getting to come out to Bilbao, and definitely the food from El Patron.
How we think equipped us with strategies how to enter new markets while highlighting the sustainability.
You don't have to walk on any eggshells. If you have a question, everyone in the program is happy to help you. Also, you get great coaches and a well-defined structure.
The thing I liked the most about this program was to be surrounded by bright people who were always challenging us, and as a result, Synapse is better than ever.
The best part of the program for me was to spend time with amazing mentors, especially Maria, Gilles, and Cristobal. Thank you so much, and hope to see you soon all. Bye.
When selecting an acceleration program, the most important aspect is the team behind it. Cristobal, Gilles, Diana, and the rest of the mentors have provided our business great value to level up our game.
To meet founders with the same challenges as us, and also the great mentors.
The incredible sessions provided valuable insights into areas we had previously not thought about, and connecting with other founders was a fantastic learning opportunity. I'm eager about potential future collaborations within the Startup Wise network.
Tasty pinchos to keep us going.
Incredible people who made it special. Mentors who really know their stuff, and of course, wide karaoke night.
Hi, it was really nice getting to know you and go along the journey with you. Don't forget that we are still here. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. I wish you all the best, and I hope we will see each other in the future as well.
It's been a true pleasure working with you and see all the efforts you put into the ambition of making your sustainable impact measurable and operational. Remember, there is no problem solution fit to climate change and all other big problems, but change is what you should look for. So try to build it into your impact metrics and you will succeed with your intentions to do good. Good luck there.
My tip is to focus on building strong relationships. At the pre-seed stage you're in right now, it's all about understanding your customers' pain points and deliver real value. So be laser focused on solving problems that actually matter and build trust. Those are the foundations for long-term growth. Good luck.
Wanted to say thank you for all your hard work. Stay bold and stay red.
Ciao guys, just three things. Listen to your customers, iterate fast, and never, ever, ever stop learning. Ciao.
Before we let you go into the wild, I want to leave you with a powerful idea of resourcefulness. Resourcefulness starts from the idea that we live in a world of abundance, where every piece of information or tool that you may need to solve any sort of challenge or problem is available somewhere out there. But it's up to you to go and find it, and then leverage and apply it in the context at hand.
Hello, everybody. SaaS, sustainability, self-tech companies. Good things have an end. The program is finishing, but the real fun starts now. Want to see you there, getting sales, getting traction, having impact.
I mean to say that from this day onwards, you will always be part of the Startup Wise Guys family. And I want you to remember that at any point in time, we're only just an email, a Slack message, or a phone call away, whether it's a high or a low, whether you're looking for an investment connection, advice on your landing page, or to fix your onboarding. You have our number, just call us, and we go further together, so let's do it.
When things go wrong, give us a call. Things go well, give us a call. Once Startup Wise Guys, always Startup Wise Guys. Have fun on the journey. See you very soon. Ciao.
Okay, beautiful ending. So, last words. First of all, you are soon going to be receiving information about the startups in case you want to talk straightforward with them. Second, I want to say thank you to everybody who made this possible. That includes the teams, but also the staff. And third, we have something for you waiting out there so we can have a chat all together. So thank you very much for coming, and see you soon.